This is SeeUs.TV, featuring interviews with various guests as we discuss interesting topics and upcoming events. And also join us as we visit public and social gatherings throughout the Pacific Northwest when SeeUs.TV is out and about. Welcome to this episode of SeeUs.TV.
All right, I tell you, amazing the sound that this group puts out. As we had seen today, that Jerome Coco, who's in the middle, that was playing, he's been with the Makaha Sons for 49 years, and he actually has a new band that he has with his group. But this band right here, he's got the 6-time Grammy Award winner, Mr. Daniel Ho, and of course Hanalei, the bass player, has been with Jerome Coco and the Makaha Sons for about 15 or 16 years now. So the excitement of having them here from other states is amazing. And in the picture you can see my lovely wife, Kumohula Gloria Nahalea, who's also, I think she's coming up towards us, but no, she's going the opposite way. She's going towards the stage. I go, excuse me, could you come this way please? I'm on the other side of the room, and she's talking to the rest of the Haumana, or her students, and then she's talking to, I think that's Mary. I don't have my driving glasses, so I cannot see. But anyway, Bill Nahalea, how's it? We are excited to be on SeeUs.TV.com. But we're going to have, we're just just amazed the music, the sound that comes out of these guys. And then Mr. Jerome Coco, he's been with the Macaw Sons 49 years. But I'm trying to get my wife back this way. I think she come. Oh, she is coming. Look at her. You know, she's a kumu hula with halau hula o na pualani, and oh, she's saying hello to everybody. She's going, excuse me, I have an interview. I have an interview. Okay, I got to say one joke while I'm waiting for my wife. With some beef joke. Okay, what do you call a cow without any legs? What do you call them? Ground beef. Yeah, ground beef. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, my wife should be up here soon. I don't know where she went. Okay. Hui! You can come this way. Again, we want to give many alohas to Chip Begay with Apache Wolf Productions for making all this happen today. And we also want to make mention too that June 28th to the 30th, we have the Kalama Heritage Festival. That's going to be happening in by the port of Kalama, heading towards Vancouver, Washington. And we are so excited with this event. This will celebrate 8 years of this event with the Kalama Heritage Festival. And it will be June 28th to the 30th in the city of Kalama and at the new amphitheater. How's it, everybody? How's it going? What are you looking at? Okay. Well, hopefully I'll get my wife over here, and then we're going to get brother Jerome if can, but he's busy. But we're going to try. As soon as, but right now they're going to get ready. They're going to start doing, he's right over here on the, yeah, over here. They're doing some CD signings. So hopefully I'll get my wife here. So anyway, how's the Mariners? Yeah. I'm being stupid. I know, I saw all the pictures, huh? All right. You pot with me already, yeah? Oh, yeah. Oh, Bob, we
The Kanaka legacy is a story of the native Hawaiians who traveled to the Pacific Northwest in the late 1700s and throughout the 1800s. Kanaka, which is the Hawaiian word for person, played an integral role in the burgeoning fur trade, alongside French Canadians and Scots. The Kanaka proved to be valued workers, excelling in trapping and canoeing. In possession of strong swimming skills and survival instincts, they even saved men and recovered goods when canoes flipped. Although many Hawaiians returned home when the fur trade began to decline, several hundred married local natives and formed settlements in the Pacific Northwest. What happened to these Hawaiians? The Kanaka's impact left an indelible mark on this region, but many of their stories have yet to be told. The Kanaka legacy will bring to light much of this lost history by documenting the contributions of the Hawaiian people to the Pacific Northwest.
O ka uie huli alone I ka ulu e ai ai ua au e ho mai la ko malama lama I ka honua nei I ka mauliola ua au Hawaii ke olino nei mai ka piina ka velo na kala hiko ia I ka ike mano mano Ka ike koli umai o ke kilo mai o ka uno ia o ka pulama apa ama kaipu o ka ike ai ua
During the fur trade of 1786 and the beginning of the whaling era of 1800 to 1819, only a few Hawaiians were involved. The largest migration of Hawaiians into the Pacific Northwest occurred after King Kamehameha's death in 1819, when the American Protestant missionaries arrived in Hawaii. These missionaries were successful in getting Queen Ka'ahumanu and Queen Keopuolani's approval to establish the English language schools for Hawaiians so that they would be able to read the Bible. Many Hawaiians were not happy with the mandatory school attendance rules because they took time from caring for taro patches and caring for animals. They were also offended by this new religion that was so different from spiritual practices of the day. As a result, many Hawaiian men joined whaling ships, and over 4,000 were recruited by the Hudson Bay Company of the Pacific Northwest. The Kanaka legacy will reveal the early history of the Kanaka as they arrived and began to establish their legacy in the Pacific Northwest. While some of the Hawaiian men returned to the islands after working for the Hudson Bay Company for a few years, others decided to stay and eventually married into the local Native American population.
Well, my name is Selma Kalama McLeod, and I'm part Nisqually Indian and part Hawaii. On my father's side, from his father was from Hawaii, and I'm part Indian. He was part Indian also, and my mother was Indian. My mother was a full-blooded Indian, so I'm part Hawaiian and I'm part Indian. The people that didn't like us used to always make fun of us because we were Hawaiian when we were growing up, but it didn't hurt us. It didn't bother me because I was proud of who I was. I was proud I was part Hawaiian. I'm still proud. My father was Hawaiian because his father came from Hawaii and he was Hawaiian, so that made us part Hawaiian also. And I didn't know my grandfather because he wasn't alive when I was born. My older brothers and my sister probably knew of him, but I didn't because I was my twin sister and I were the youngest of the family, so we didn't know him. I just knew what I was told by my mother and my dad about the John Kalama. There was supposed to be another brother that came with him. Two of the brothers supposed to have came from Hawaii, and they came here, but they didn't know what happened to the brother, but John stayed here, and he got married here. I heard my grandfather worked for the Hudson Bay Company, and he did a lot of selling down towards the Vancouver area for the Hudson Bay people, and he did work down there. That's how he got known down there. Well, I didn't know too much about my grandfather, just what I was told by my mother and my dad. But my mother told us more than my dad did. My dad didn't talk too much about his dad. My mother was the one that told us about our grandfather. So I really didn't know too much about John, just what I was told and where he lived down in Vancouver. He lived down where the tribes used to live before they moved him out, and he lived there, and he used to work for the Vancouver people, and he'd go down to the town of Vancouver, and he'd sell furs and sell things that down there, and then he'd come back here, and then he'd go back there again and work down there for them, and then apparently he ended up moving down there because that's where he lived, and that's where he's buried down there.
The Kalama River was named after John Kalama, a full-blooded Hawaiian who was born in Kula, Maui, around 1814. It is said that Friday Harbor in the San Juan Islands is named after a Hawaiian sheep herder known as Peter Friday. Kalama, Washington, Aloha, Oregon, Kanaka Village, Fort Vancouver, Washington, Kanaka Row, Salt Spring Islands, British Columbia, and Owaihi County, Idaho, are a few more of the place names that demonstrate the rich Hawaiian influence of the Kanaka in the Pacific Northwest. The Kanaka legacy speaks with some of the descendants of the Hudson Bay Company workers and explores the Kanaka contributions to our Northwest history.
A few years ago, they had a big education meeting in Hawaii, and I was able to go, and some of the other people from here, the tribe, went to that education conference that they had over there. And I met this one man who was a professor in one of the colleges over there, and I told him who I was and what I was looking for, my family history from there. He said, I can tell you. And so he invited me to his office where he worked at the college he was at. So he invited me to go there, and he was going to, give me some information. So when I went to see him, he wasn't there, and the lady that was there said, being he was a professor, he had to go to a college, being it was an education conference. So I never got to talk to him. So I didn't get to learn anything that he was going to tell me, because he knew a lot about my family from over there. My niece was going with this gentleman he's from another tribe down by the ocean. And he came to visit her, and I happened to be there that day. And he told her, at that time was the end of the 60s and the early 70s, that there was money back, and you could just ask for it. There was no strings attached for all the tribes. All you had to do is ask for the money, and you didn't have to have a budget or any of that kind, to prove what you wanted. And so he said, but as long as these little tribes don't know about it, there's more money for us. Well, I heard him say that, so when I got elected as chairman, I remembered that, and I said, okay, I'm going after that money. And I got it. So we was able to buy the land where the gas station is down there, in the 10 houses where she lived. We had to buy that land back. So I met with the housing back there so we could build them houses. I met with all the agencies back there to get what we needed, the health and all that. Because I'd meet with the Congress people, and then I'd have to go back down to Pennsylvania Avenue and meet with the different agencies down there to get what I was going after. The last thing that I went back there for, they wanted to take this land here and put us up on the Rainier Road where there's no water. Fort Lewis has land up there. And it happens there was a man across there, and he contacted our business manager, and he said, they're gonna take the rest of your reservation. And so when I found out, I went back to Washington, D.C. And the last time I went, I took our attorney with us and some of the other people. And so the man I talked to, and he said, well, you only have 5 houses over there. I said, see, you're almost 3,000 miles away from here, from our reservation. You don't know what you're talking about. We are fisher people, and we have to have our river. We've always been a fisher people, always, our tribes, and we have to have our river. You can't take our river away from us. Well, they didn't take it either.
The legacy of the Kanaka lives on in the Pacific Northwest through place names and through the endeavors of their descendants. To celebrate the history of Kanaka to the population, several Kalama Heritage Festivals were held from 2005 through 2009. They were held in the community of Kalama, Washington, and in 2010, the Nisqually tribe hosted the Kalama Heritage Festival, where a number of descendants of John and Peter Kalama live. On February 20th, 2001, the House of Representatives in Washington state adopted Resolution number 2001-4620, acknowledging Hawaiian ancestry as part of its history.